Okay, today me and my lovely wife Christy. Say hi.
Hi, sweetie.
Just wanted to show you we're married. We love to collect records, and every time we go to a thrift store, we buy records. Unfortunately, what we've been discovering lately is the records are okay. Some scratches. We have a scratch remover for that, but the problem is the covers. This one is extremely bad, as you can tell. I have a solution to fix them a little bit. As you can tell, somebody tried to put some just paper tape on here. It didn't do doodle. So here's what I came up with. Now I know that some record collectors up there are going to be screaming, "Oh no, you're ruining the integrity of the cover. It'll never be the same. This has to be sent off to Geneva where they can redo the whole thing." No, come on. We like to collect records, but we're not super duper rich. So here's what I came up with. First thing, take your cover, line it up nice and neat. I have a little work table, but I have a towel on it. If you have a clear work table, go ahead, stick it out just a little bit. And then what I do is I take regular old packing tape, clear. Don't use black, blue, green, or any other color. Clear. And then what I do is, number one, I pull out enough so that I know I'm going to get the whole thing. Now, some records have like this little lip on here, which is white. Some are black. Some are other colors. White, that works okay. What I do is I just barely stick it on here and fold it up a little bit if you can, like so. You don't have to do the whole half of a record, and then just flatten her out like that. Okay, that's just temporary. And then take a pair of scissors and I cut off the excess. And then I take the old tape that I was experimenting with off of there and I cut off the excess. There we go. Now, at this point, keep your record lined up. Just flip it over and then just fold it and let it land on its own. Then you can go ahead and put pressure on it. I don't care. I let a large piece go onto the back because, well, nobody's going to see it. I just want to make sure that the front looks halfway decent. And I mean, you know, I've got a little bit hanging over, just enough to hold it. That's cool. And then this one, since it was, I've got tape on me. It's driving me crazy. There. Get off. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got a little bit of excess here. Try to get a halfway decent pair of scissors. I think these were used to cut wire at one point. You should see what my wife does when I use butter knives as screwdrivers. Okay, do the same thing on this side. I just put like a 1/4 of an inch. Don't worry if you mess up. This packing tape is very friendly. It will let you take it off, put it on a couple times, and just lightly push it down on this side because you're going to tighten it up later. Use your dull scissors here. Cut the excess off. Okay. And the trick that I have found is I just lay it flat and then just slide it and fold it over and let it land on its own. I tried at one time to do it this way and fold the tape, and it was a disaster area. Okay, you can trim the corners if it bothers you. Alright, now that's 2 out of 3. I'm going to do the... See, this is what I meant by they had the old paper tape on there. 2 out of 3. I'm going to do the third. This one has a bit of a wider gap, so... There we go. Down here. Cut the excess. Well, that's it. My scissors are going in the garbage. I had a knife. We're going to use X-Acto. There we go. Much better. And then we just fold it over. Then you can go ahead and go crazy and fold it down. Okay. Do the 3 sides. I hate to have to mention this, but in today's day and age, I have to. Do not tape up the 4th side. You will need it to put your record in and out of the box. Yeah, anyway. Once you've done that, I normally like to have the paper inserts, but this one came without it. So then you can just go ahead and put your record in. Okay. Since this is a nice tight seal, you don't have to worry about the record getting in there and getting tape on it. It's pretty good. And if you're very careful, this will last you for a long time. Now, that's the record album by itself. I bought this one, which I just thought was really, really cool. And then I noticed that, holy cows, the box had it. It's seen its better days. So I came up with this idea. I take my records out. Unfortunately, this is like part of the cover, so I'm not going to be able to do anything. Just go ahead and let's take the scissors, and on the open end, actually let's do the knife. It's going to do a lot better, I think. On the open end here, cut this. There. And let's cut this side here. Like that. Now this idea just came to me. I haven't really tried it, so it's going to be interesting as heck. If it works the first time. Alright, we're going to switch blades here. Just follow the mark on the box. What you laughing at? What you laughing at? This is highly technical here. Okay, now she's laughing at me, and she's the one that wanted me to buy this Pinocchio album. Hey, but look, a Herb Alpert I did not have.
Yes.
All right, now. You can see this is in pretty sad shape, but there is some saving grace. There is some black on there still. But you know what? Let's just get rid of the damage. Not as good as I wanted it, but it'll have to do in a pinch. Okay, now what we're going to do is, this one has a little black lip on it, but there's so much damage that I'm probably going to want to go a little bit further. Really? Alright, start over here. Reset your wand here. Alright, so I am going to go a little bit higher. Thus. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it over. And then cut the excess. That's useful. Right here, where it kind of folds over, just cut it. And do the same. Make sure that the box is sealed. Do the same thing as you did with the record album. Just fold it and let it go all the way around like that. And then come back and seal it. Yes, you are sealing the box shut, but I will show you why in a second as to why I'm doing it. Okay, that's one side. The back side is a little bit on the weak side, so I'm going to do it the same thing. I'm going to do it this way. There we go. I'm leaving a little bit like a 1/4 inch over here so that I can fold it over like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. And then the same thing, I'm just going to fold it over. And then now this one already wants to go down. Let's cut this. And cut down. And cut over. Doing the same thing over here. Cutting. It's not an exact science. I mean, just play with it. Now we're going to fold, flip, and boom. And then come back and seal her up. I'm using clear because that way you can see the spine and everything. Now this one, okay, that's pretty good. As you can see, it looks okay. It's not the greatest. I mean, I've got some water damage, but still. Then what I'm going to do is the last piece here. There, putting my tape on my herp output. Oh, what is wrong with me? Okay. It wants to go. And then just cutting off the excess over here. Careful with your X-Acto knife. I mean, I've used these to do just about everything from cutting a car hose to cutting wire, so they're not that sharp, but some X-Acto knives will take out a life. Okay. Now you notice, yes, I have sealed my box, but I wanted to keep the box, and what I did is I kept this flap open. You can still close it if need be, but mostly it's just going to be open. And I've got a little bit of damage here, so I'm just going to trim it down a bit. You do not have to keep this. You can cut it off if you want and just leave her open, but I don't know. I'm sentimental. I want to keep it all as much as I can. And then take your albums, these do have the sleeves, and just open up your tab and slide them in nice and neat. This way you can keep your box and you can keep your records inside the box. You know what, I don't like this, I'm going to remove it. Because we've got a shelf that was made for records, the perfect length, or depth, I mean, and this is just going to make the album stick out a little bit. Do not tape a regular record album with the record inside. You may have a chance of busting your record. My goodness, this is good paper. 3 hours later, he's still cutting. There. That's how it'll look. And you can double tape it if you want a little bit more sturdiness. And then if you want your records out, just open it up a little bit, stick your fingers in there, and grab your records and pull them out. When you're done, spin back. So there's the box. Here's my Mary Poppins.
Your Mary Poppins?
Okay, it's not my Mary Poppins. There's my Herb Albert.
That's all you.
Tijuana Brass. She didn't even know who Herb Albert was until I came along. So
oh, please.
Yeah, right. Tijuana Brass. This one, it's all her. Nothing to do with me. It's not in the best of shape as well. But, luckily, this one still has the back. Okay, this one's simple. Just like I did the others. I mean, there must be better ways of doing this, but with the amount of records that we buy, and we kind of want to enjoy them, we don't want to sit there and try to figure out, what is the best way to do record label or record covers. There we go. And like I said, just lay it flat on the front, fold it over, and as you fold it, notice I'm doing this scraping sound. It's like I'm scraping it around so that it folds in nice and neat. And give it that. And then just go to town. Okay, there's not a heck of a lot that you can see there with a clear tape. But on the back, you will see some of it. You can cut that and just have a little strip here. I want to keep it nice and big so that it's got a little bit of sturdiness to it. And if you look on the inside, you can't really get to the tape, so the record's not going to go sliding in there and stick on the tape. And let's do the last side. I would laugh my butt off if somebody actually taped all four and then sent me an email saying, "You stupid idiot! Now I can't get my record in the box or the label. You've ruined it." I like records that have been personalized. Like, I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm going to flip, roll, and... Now, at one point, somebody thought enough about this record to write their name in it. Eric Tucker. So, Eric, if you're out there and this is your record and you want it back, tough darts, farmer. I bought it.
You're so mean.
And then just put your record. At one point, I just go to the thrift stores and I buy any kind of record. I don't care. If you want, I mean, there's going to be a gajillion How to Sing with Mitch, 3,000 Firestone Christmas albums, and a whole bunch of other gospel and religious albums. If you want them and the records are in bad shape, just buy them. They're usually like 99 cents just for the paper insert. It so helps protect the albums. Here's our collection for today. That's it. So on behalf of my lovely wife and me, till the next one, bye.